Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. What does Asuelu Pulaa's new family dynamic with ex-wife Kalani Fiancé look like amid Asuelu's deportation drama? Kalani's moved on. Asuelu Pulaa from 90-Day, The Last Resort has established a stable relationship with his ex-wife, Kalani Fiancé, despite the sudden end of their marriage. The Samoan man was in his mid-20s when he first met Kalani and became intimate with her. Although he wasn't initially prepared to be her husband, he had to adapt after Kalani got pregnant with his baby. Asuelu traveled to the United States on a K-1 visa in 2018, joining Kalani's family and marrying her shortly after. Asuelu documented his journey with Kalani in 90-Day Fiancé Season 6 and other spin-offs. Kalani faced many challenges in her relationship with Asuelu. They struggled with constant family drama, which caused him to seek happiness elsewhere. Despite being unfaithful to Kalani, Asuelu had another child with her in 2019. He started working hard, and the couple bought a home in Utah in hopes of stabilizing their marriage. Unfortunately, Kalani's dreams of having a loving relationship never came true. Asuelu failed to honor Kalani's trust, as viewers witnessed on TV. Kalani and Asuelu finally addressed the infidelity in 90-Day, The Last Resort Season 1, where Kalani revealed Asuelu had cheated on her multiple times. Kalani aired Asuelu's past infidelity scandal on camera, revealing that he had been intimate with another woman in Samoa who had given him an ST. Asuelu admitted to his cheating habits and had even offered Kalani a hall pass to get even with him. Unfortunately, Kalani took the opportunity to cheat on him with Dallas Nways, ultimately leading her to fall in love with him. Despite Kalani joining 90-Day, The Last Resort to work on her marriage with Asuelu, the experience ended up motivating her to take a different path. Kalani ended her relationship with Asuelu towards the end of 90-Day, The Last Resort Season 1. She decided to move on with Dallas, who loved and respected her. Kalani also sold her home in Utah and moved back to her home state, California, to start afresh and live a happy life. Asuelu accepted the situation and didn't complain much, knowing that he made a significant mistake by cheating on Kalani. He didn't expect forgiveness from her. Asuelu started focusing on his interests and being a father to his two sons, Oliver and Kennedy. The 90-Day Fiancé alum shared a video of himself sitting in an empty immigration office, stating his visa, green card, and other immigration documents had expired. Asuelu wrote, "I will forever see you my Samoa," suggesting that he was returning to Samoa permanently. Asuelu implied he wouldn't be able to return to the United States or see his sons. However, a few days later, Asuelu pleasantly surprised his fans by posting his latest location on social media. He shared a video of himself running in Samoa, stating he had moved back to his home country. Later, during Valentine's week, Asuelu shared more news with fans. He announced that he was living with his new girlfriend in Zimbabwe, revealing that he had moved far away from the United States. Asuelu even mentioned that he planned to marry his new girlfriend, which was a surprising revelation. His post gave the impression that he may never reunite with his sons again. In February 2025, Asuelu posted an important update by sharing a video of himself and his sons. He stated that he was having an amazing day with Oliver and Kennedy. While Asuelu didn't reveal his exact location, the video showed him enjoying fast food with his boys and having fun at a local playground on the swings. Despite not being a responsible husband in the past, Asuelu is showing that he is a caring and loving father to Oliver and Kennedy. He didn't tag the location on Instagram, but he was likely in the United States. He hasn't provided any further information about his new girlfriend, so there is a chance that he had made her up for entertainment purposes. Despite cheating on Kalani multiple times, Asuelu is taking his responsibilities as a father very seriously. He regularly spends time with his children and shares their activities on social media. According to a Redditor, Funny Store 6226, Asuelu and Kalani were seen at Disneyland with their children a few months ago, demonstrating their commitment to co-parenting. For years, Kalani tried to salvage her marriage to Asuelu, ignoring his infidelity for the sake of their children. She dealt with her demanding in-laws, who only cared about what Asuelu could offer them. However, Kalani chose to end her marriage after discovering that Asuelu had cheated on her with a stranger in Samoa and contracted an STI. As their marriage was unraveling, she found love with Dallas and decided to move forward with him. Kalani and Dallas began dating in February 2023 and recently marked their 2-year anniversary as a couple. Kalani shared a few pictures of their child on Instagram with the caption, "Meet our daughter." Based on Kalani's Instagram stories and life updates, Dallas appears to be a devoted father and loving partner. While the couple hasn't yet discussed marriage plans, Kalani has revealed that she may not want more children in the future. After the difficult birth of her third baby, 90 Day, the last resort alum isn't currently planning to have another child. The 90 Day Fiancé universe has seen some truly dramatic relationships unfold, and one of the most interesting stories comes from Asuelu Pulaa and Kalani Fiancé. Their relationship has been full of twists and turns, from their initial meeting and romance to the birth of their 2 children, and their dramatic breakups and reconciliations. Now, with Asuelu facing possible deportation and Kalani clearly having moved on with her life, their family dynamic is shifting once again. But what does that look like? Asuelu Pulaa and Kalani Fiancé's journey began in an exotic part of the world. Kalani, an American woman, went on a vacation to Samoa, where she met Asuelu, a fun-loving, energetic man. It wasn't long before Kalani found herself pregnant, and their whirlwind romance quickly became a reality that they weren't ready for. Though Asuelu was excited about being a father, he struggled with the responsibilities of being a partner and father in a new and unfamiliar country. Meanwhile, Kalani was adjusting to being a new mother, dealing with cultural clashes, and trying to navigate a relationship that was more complicated than it seemed at first. Throughout the seasons, the couple faced several hurdles, from differing expectations about marriage to financial struggles and arguments about family dynamics. Kalani often found herself frustrated by Asuelu's immaturity, his inability to adapt to life in the United States, and his strained relationship with her family. While Kalani's parents expressed concerns about Asuelu's lack of responsibility, Kalani tried to hold things together for the sake of her children. Despite their issues, there were moments of warmth and love that kept fans holding on, but in the end, it was clear that their marriage was hanging by a thread. The breaking point came when Kalani and Asuelu decided to go their separate ways. Kalani made the tough decision to end their marriage, choosing to prioritize her happiness and her children's well-being. However, while the split was undoubtedly emotional, both Kalani and Asuelu remained somewhat connected because of their shared responsibility for their 2 young children. This didn't mean the drama stopped. If anything, it fueled more tension between them. But the latest chapter of their story takes a fascinating turn, as Asuelu's deportation drama adds an entirely new layer to their already complex relationship. Asuelu's immigration status has been an ongoing issue, and the threat of deportation has only heightened the stakes. For Kalani, this could mean more stress and emotional strain as she navigates the situation, potentially dealing with Asuelu's presence in her life even more than before. For Asuelu, this adds pressure, as his future in the United States is now uncertain, and he faces the potential loss of his children's day-to-day life and access to them. In the midst of this turmoil, Kalani seems to have moved on with her life. She's been seen dating and pursuing new opportunities, no longer caught up in the drama that defined her relationship with Asuelu. Kalani's growing independence reflects her evolution as a woman and a mother. She has learned from her past mistakes and is focused on building a brighter future for herself and her children. She's finally standing strong, no longer clinging to a relationship that wasn't working. Kalani's moved on not just emotionally, but in every aspect of her life, finding happiness and peace beyond the confines of her marriage to Asuelu. As for Asuelu, his journey has been less about moving forward and more about finding stability and purpose in a situation that feels increasingly precarious. The looming threat of deportation has forced him to reassess his priorities. While he has had moments of immaturity and irresponsibility in the past, Asuelu is now faced with the possibility of losing the family he's worked so hard to build. It's clear that he wants to remain a part of his children's lives, but the reality of being thousands of miles away in Samoa may change everything for him. Despite all the personal turmoil they're experiencing, both Asuelu and Kalani are still tied together by their children. While Kalani has distanced herself emotionally, she is still the mother of Asuelu's kids, and they both share a deep love and responsibility for them. Asuelu's deportation issues could push Kalani into a position where she has to make hard decisions about co-parenting with a man who has become somewhat of a stranger to her. Kalani's focus has shifted to making sure her children are emotionally supported, regardless of what happens with their father. It's important to note that the dynamics between Asuelu and Kalani's families are also affected by this situation. Kalani's parents have long been vocal about their doubts about Asuelu, but their perspective might evolve as they see Kalani navigating this new chapter of her life. They may feel compassion for Asuelu's plight but also see the danger in allowing his presence to continue to affect Kalani's mental and emotional well-being. This could lead to even more tension between Kalani and her family, as they question whether or not Asuelu's involvement in their lives is healthy for Kalani and the kids. Asuelu, on the other hand, finds himself at a crossroads, uncertain of his future in both the US and his relationship with Kalani. The threat of deportation has forced him to confront the reality that he might not be able to be a present father figure for his children if he's sent back to Samoa. His determination to stay in America and be involved with his family has led him to pursue legal avenues to avoid deportation, though the process is slow, uncertain, and often frustrating. This means that the tension between Kalani and Asuelu could continue for the foreseeable future, as they are bound by both their shared love for their children and the unresolved issues in their relationship. At the heart of this family dynamic is the question of what is best for the children. Kalani's move to prioritize her happiness and emotional well-being is an important step in ensuring a positive future for her kids, but it's also a reality that the children are going to have to navigate a complicated relationship with both parents. Asuelu's deportation drama brings the possibility of more pain and confusion, but it's also an opportunity for growth and healing, as Kalani takes control of her life and her children's future. What's clear is that while their romantic relationship may be over, Asuelu and Kalani's family dynamic will continue to evolve, impacted by Asuelu's legal battles, Kalani's newfound independence, and the realities of co-parenting two young children. It's a journey that is still unfolding, and only time will tell how these complex dynamics play out. The story of Asuelu and Kalani is one of growth, learning, and, ultimately, forging a new path separate but forever connected by their children and shared experiences.